Happy Friday, everybody. Had a video request this morning from a Jay Heilbrun. Jay, I hope I didn't destroy your name too much right there. But he had a few questions about substrate, so I figured that might be a good topic for today. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm looking for my hook that I just had. So we're going to discuss substrates for retics. There is a lot of different options. Jay's question to me was, he's had his on, I believe, some kind of coconut husk or something like that, and wanted to know, would it cause any issues? That he noticed everybody using paper, and didn't know if that would be an issue. But let's go over one key beneficial aspect of using paper. This little asshole right here, and this little asshole right here, and that bitch over there loves to dump their water. So if you're using some kind of coconut husk or aspen shavings, when they dump their water frequently, like dipshit 1, 2, and 3, that can get a little bit of expensive. So that is one of the main reasons everybody uses paper. Paper is an easy cleanup. I use newspaper, and it is something that I pick up for free. I have several local banks that will put it back for me and give it to me once a week or once a month. But it's free substrate, so you really can't beat that. Inexpensive being the biggest point. Easy cleanup being the second point, and it's somewhat absorbent, so it will take care of the job. The biggest thing is the inexpensiveness. When you're talking about coconut husk or a I don't know why I can't think of that today. The aspen shavings. That will get expensive if you have multiple snakes. If you just have one snake and he's not an asshole like this one who dumps his water on a daily basis, and I know all of you are thinking to yourselves, why don't you get a bowl that would be harder for him to dump? Well, I'll tell you why. Because I'm a moron. Plain and simple. I have all of these bowls that I've collected over the years, these right here, and they were never an issue until they get a certain size. Then they start dumping them. So yeah, that's going to be a product review at some point. We're going to be getting some water bowls in here that will be put to the test and see if they can withstand. Now I do have one for my big girl, and it is, I don't know if I can show you or not. Let me see. Those right there, they're actually came from Tractor Supply. Now, there is a downside to that. It is made out of a rubber component. They can't dump them. The downside is you have to let them outside for, let's see, I left these outside for 4 months. They have a real super strong burnt rubber smell to them. Didn't feel comfortable putting that in with the snakes. So if you let them outside, like I say, I did mine for 4 months and they weathered pretty good and the smell went away. So that's what I had to do with that. Now, getting back to substrate. If you are using a coconut husk or the other one that I always can't seem to remember because my mind is elsewhere, aspen shavings, when they pee, when they dump their water, and if you don't realize it, it's going to set up a mold, which is not really good. So you can spot treat the shavings or whatever substrate you're using and do a spot treatment if they pee or poop or something, but you're not going to get all of it. And it would be really best that you could clean every bit of it out. But there again, that falls back to the expense category. How much are you willing to spend on keeping your snake dry and keeping the mold out of there? That can get costly, especially with that coconut husk, which I really like. It holds the moisture really good, keeps the humidity up. Nothing like keeping humidity up when you dump your water bowl. But the coconut husk does hold the humidity really good. So it's a, if you have one snake, hey, yeah, go for it. If you have 40 something, not very cost efficient. Okay. Jay, I hope that answered your questions a little bit, and maybe that made it a little bit easier to understand, or not saying that you didn't understand the other way. I think you were just, might have been overthinking that a little bit, which is a very common problem with us snake keepers. But newspaper, by far the best. There are people that use the construction paper rolls from Lowe's. Those also work very well. However, the absorbency is not ideal in my eyes. I've used it for a little while and I didn't like the absorbency, so I went back to newspaper. Now, as you all know before, when I was getting scalded for using newspaper, and yes, there is a reason for that. No, I've never had a problem with it. And if you do use that in that manner, whatever you do, don't post that on Facebook. They will flog the shit out of you. Okay, stand by. So what we learned today, don't post anything on Facebook, first and foremost. That'll get your ass flogged. And as you can see, just a normal newspaper from my hometown. Real easy to set. It is somewhat absorbent. You can change it out with little to no cost to you. I like that. When you're talking about, like the video we had, you know, you don't need to refit because it's expensive. This is one of the ways of keeping the cost down. So why not use it? That's what I'm thinking. All right, there's your video on Substrate. Jay, I hope that helped you out a little bit. And I appreciate the suggestion on the video. I appreciate each and every one of you guys watching. And we'll put a little bit of thought into our next video. I want the next one to be a little bit more in depth. And I've already got my mind set on what it is. But I'm not going to reveal that to you. What fun would that be? Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.